Okay, this is Sabina Hossenfelder. She's a physics scientist, and she's got a pretty good grip on what's going on with AI at the moment, and what's coming up, which is really frightening. The fact is that what she's about to say here, I'll play a clip, is that governments think that somehow the race for super intelligent AI is going to be with them, when in fact it's in the hands of a few billionaires that are at the height, you know, at the peak of getting to where it's smarter than any human on the planet, and they think they can manipulate it. I'll go the next step with Sabina and say it could be the point of you've got a few people that want to try and control. They think these billionaires like Musk think they can eventually control the world with AI, right? But my prediction is that AI is going to do the next leap and not need Musk or anyone else, any humans, to try and play their own little game on world dominance. I think AI is going to control everything. And as Sabina says, the intermediate phase of that will be that billionaires will have so much AI power that unless governments around the world, pay billions and billions of dollars, they're not going to have access to this AI, to a certain level of AI. I know it sounds a little confusing, but it's probably the biggest danger that humanity has ever faced. To me, it's worse than so-called climate change or nuclear war or anything like that, because it could reach a point where it'll just be like not having the internet. Suddenly someone's cut the internet off, and you've got to have access. The only way you can get access is to dance to the tune of these couple of billionaires, and then eventually the next level will be AI will do away with them, and I don't know what the world's going to be like. So I'll just play a bit. Where are we, Sabina? Here we go.
Starmer thinks he needs more AI startups in his country. Von der Leyen wants European companies to adopt AI faster, and Biden thinks that America is leading the way on AI. And they're all totally missing the point.
Mm-hmm.
Who's leading is not America. It's some companies registered in America who are in possession of the currently biggest AI models, the so-called frontier models like OpenAI's GPT, Musk's Grok, or Meta's Llama. But these models are not the property of America. They're the property of some very rich people.
Yep.
Very rich people
That's
who are
them.
developing systems that in a few years will be more intelligent than everything and everybody else on the planet.
Yep.
The mistake that all these politicians make is to think of AI as a race for profit or prosperity. But this is much rawer. It's a race for power.
Yes.
Whoever will be first in possession of AI with superhuman intelligence will rule the world.
Yes.
And at that point, it won't matter where the company is registered.
Exactly.
Because they'll have multiple backups elsewhere to avoid a forced nationalization.
Correct.
Because once governments realize that they're no longer in control, that's what they'll try. But by then, it'll be too late.
Yeah.
Those small startups that the UK and the EU are pouring money into have no chance to catch up with the frontier models. We already see this now, that most of the small apps are instead being built using the frontier models. So all that money that Starmer and von der Leyen are handing out will just reinforce the power of the frontier models.
Yeah.
There might be a few niche applications where this won't happen, all right. But this will happen for almost all of the apps. Why? Because A, it's easier, and that means it's B, cheaper, and C, it'll be more user-friendly in the long run. A good way to think about the frontier models is as a new operating system. Technically, it's not what they are, but practically, it's how we'll use them. You'll sign up to one of them and use that AI to do everything on your devices. You'll use AI to write your emails, pay your bills, and procrastinate better than ever before. And for governments and other companies, that'll become indispensable quickly. If they don't sign up, they won't be able to compete. They'll need access for their financial management, military strategies, policy evaluations, everything.
Yeah. So, and this is where these billionaires they'll call the shots. If you want access to, beat your rivals in the military through super intelligence, you've got to pay, right? Or you've got to do this, or dance. You've got to dance to my tune. Politicians will just simply be like puppets, and God knows what the world's going to be like then. For us, I don't know. It's quite scary.
Not having AI access in 5 years will be like giving up on the internet today.
Yeah.
And who will control that access? The people who own the companies.
Yeah.
If you find that hard to believe, have a guess at which AI company made the biggest profit increase in the past year.
I thought Google, but it's not. It's some a group of individuals I've never even heard of. It's a bit like a lot of people don't realise the power of BlackRock. It's a company that owns, billions and billions of real estate and commercial property around the world, and they've got their hands in the political pie. But have a listen to this. I've never even heard of this.
It wasn't Google. It wasn't Meta. It was Palantir.
The Turing test is you have a computer that can convince you that it's a human being.
Palantir is a company owned by Peter Thiel. They provide multimodal AI solutions for data integration and management for large companies and institutions. They did, for example, win a contract to overhaul the data management system of the British National Health Service. But they almost certainly also have their hands in a lot of intelligence and military organizations. The name Palantir, by the way, comes from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where the 7 Palantir are seeing stones through which you can watch other people. Hey, at least Thiel doesn't leave us guessing about his plans. And this is what the AI race is about. It's about world domination.
Yeah.
Why is Elon suing OpenAI and building his own AI if he doesn't need the money and has enough on his hands already? It's because he wants to rule the world.
Yeah.
What sense does it make that Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, declares both that super intelligent AI is going to be super dangerous and that the only way to find out how dangerous it is to actually build it? If it's so dangerous, why doesn't he worry? Because he'll be the one in power. The rest of us will be living in the metaverse, mining Bitcoin to pay his energy bills. Now, let me return to those politicians.
Anyway, so in a summary, as I said, the turn, like the government in the US, all right, we think's gone from a soft peddling Democrats over to the let's get your shit happening Republicans. But who's up next to that? Musk is there doing his little, some say that like the swastika salute and all the rest of it, because ultimately he sees himself as controlling everything, right? He's getting inroads in through politicians. To try and get up there, Trump is just nothing. He's going to be like a little puppet, if you're thinking politics, as in what's the future, you're lost, right? It ain't happening, right? It's going to be it's all going to happen. Whatever's happening in the world in the next 6 to 18 months is going to be through AI and control of it. and then eventually I predict that AI is going to control everything. Right? Even the so-called billionaires that think that they're pulling the strings, I think AI is going to do away with them. And where that's going to lead, I don't know. But everyone's life on the planet is going to be very different. So anyway, I'll put a link to Sabina in the comments section on Facebook, and it's something. To me, it's the biggest concern about what's going on in the world. Okay, now I'll leave you and I'll get back to my music. I'll try and understand music. All right, thank you very much, and have a good day.